Hey guys, Cameron here, and this is going to be my first video on this channel. This is YouTube Dad, so basically I thought about doing this a while back, just doing some videos to help people who maybe have never been taught the basic things in life, like how to change the oil in your car, change a tire, stuff like that. That'll be on this channel. And basically I'm not even going to edit this stuff, guys, on this channel. I'm just going to raw videos, cut it together, and just show you guys how to do it. So basically today I'm changing the oil on an 03 Trailblazer, Chevrolet Trailblazer. It's got the V6 in it. And if you've ever wondered how to change your oil, I'm just going to show you how to do that. It's very, very simple. It's not as hard as you may think. I have, right now you can see I've got the ramps borrowed from my brother's house, and I just got the truck up on the ramps just to get it a little height, because I got a big fat head and I need to be able to get underneath the car. But basically what you're going to be looking for, first off, you're going to need to know what kind of oil you have in your vehicle. And most of the time that's a pretty easy find. Let's see, I'll show you guys right here. You can see it just says 5W30. Sorry if that's reverse, but it's because I'm using the face fronting camera. I'm using my phone, guys, sorry. But it says 5W30, and of course this one's been marked for 6 quarts. You can find your specs on Google. Just Google your year, type, and model vehicle that you have, and most of the time you can find it pretty easily. Just know what kind of engine you have, if it's a V6 or the V8 or whatever kind of vehicle you're working on. And this won't be exactly the same on every vehicle. I mean, some vehicles are just placed in a different spot, you know, the oil pan and the filter and all that kind of stuff. But basically, the first thing you're going to want to do is know what your oil type is, know how many quarts you're getting. This vehicle here, the Chevrolet Trailblazer, takes 5W30. It takes 6 quarts. The big jug is 5 quarts, so you probably want to get the little small 1 quart with it. And using, most of the time if you go to Walmart or somewhere like that, they have a little machine. You can just type in your year, your model and make, and it'll tell you, and you pick your engine, and it'll tell you what filter you need for your vehicle. And that is what I've done here. And well, I did it before, I already knew now, but I know that I need a 3506 for the Trailblazer. I go with the high mileage because this vehicle's got like 189,000 miles on it. It's pretty high up there, so I usually try to get the high mileage stuff. And I mean, just whatever you want to do, it doesn't really matter. It's all the same. It's just, I guess I'm a little superstitious. But anyways, so basically that's what you'll find out, which actual oil filter you need. That's the main 2 things. Is just make sure you have enough oil, the right kind of oil, whether it's 5W30, 10W30, or synthetic, whatever it is. Make sure you're buying the right oil. Make sure you're buying the right filter, because you don't want to get in the middle of this and be stuck with your vehicle out in your yard because you had the wrong stuff. So make sure you got those right things for whatever vehicle you're using. Like I said, it will not be the same for this Trailblazer to your Nissan Altima or whatever it may be that you're driving. Also, you're going to need an oil pan. These are cheap. You can get one like $2 or $3 at Walmart. And it's nice to have a socket set. Just, you know, most of the time you're going to use like 1 or 2 sockets on this, and that's going to be it. Later I will show you something else you may need. Actually, I don't have it, but because I don't use it. But it's called an oil filter grabber, and basically it'll grab the oil filter and turn it for you. We'll show you that later. So right now I'm underneath the car, and you can see right here I've already got it exposed. See if I can get the camera right there. Basically, most of the time your oil pan is going to be on the bottom part of the engine. So usually you're going to have a little space like this. You can see there, I don't have one here, but there was one there, I guess, when the prior owner had it, a pan cover. And you would just take that cover off, and you would see a bolt, something like this. It's usually directly under the engine. It's not going to be further back because you don't want to be messing with your transmission fluid. But most of the time, if you're right underneath the engine, you're going to find the oil pan in most cases. And this is going to be your oil bolt there. That's what you're going to loosen up to drain the oil, the old oil, out of it. So just make sure you got your pan underneath there. And we're going to, got my socket set. I've already figured out this one is a 15mm for some reason. And we're just going to loosen this up. And just gonna let you guys know, if it hadn't been changed in a while, it might be hard to get it off. Right, it's loose right now. So now what I'm gonna use my hands. And my hands are probably going to get dirty here, but it is what it is. You want to try and do it as fast as possible. You just unscrew that, And voila, you've struck oil. I'm just going to throw this bolt. You don't want to get this bolt dirty, but so you just want to kind of lay it down. I'm just going to lay it over here. You don't want any grass or anything on it because you don't want to be putting that stuff back up in your engine. And this is going to take a little bit to drain. Okay guys, so my oil has completely drained now, pretty much. You see it's full. I've got a little bit of a drip here. I mean, if it's dripping, you're pretty much empty in there, so it's no big deal. Just, you know, you're pretty safe to go ahead and put the bolt back in. Like I said, just make sure it's not dirty. Like I said, I set this down on my little coat here. There's no grass, no dirt on it. You know, you don't want to stick that stuff back up in your engine. And we're just going to easily pop this back up in there. Screw it on. You can get it finger tight right now. Maybe wipe your hands off so you don't want to get your socket all oily because that's aggravating as crap. Okay, then we're going to come right up here and just get it hand tight. You don't want to over tighten this because you don't want to strip the bolt. So I'm just going to maybe get one little extra tight on there because you don't want to strip that bolt, because if you strip that bolt, what's going to happen is it's going to start leaking. You'll be leaking oil around the side. So just get it hand tight and then maybe get a little bit more of a nudge and you're good. Okay, you don't have to get it super tight. All right, so the next thing we're going to be doing, and this one's going to be a little harder to show you because of where my filter is. It's kind of up into the corner. All right, so I'm getting nice and dirty down here. All right. All right, so my filter, how am I going to show this to you guys? I'm going to slide my oil pan out of the way so I don't stick my head in it. That would be gross. All right, I'm just going to slide that out of the way for a second. Okay. All right, my oil filter is right here. I'm going to stick you guys up in there. So this is your oil filter. Like I said, this one looks a little different than the last one because I got my oil changed at a place I was getting it inspected, so I got them to change it last time. So it does look a little different than the one I bought. I usually buy Fram. That's just my choice. But anyway, all we got to do is reach in there and unscrew this by hand. Now, if you're having trouble unscrewing it by hand, you may want to get one of those oil filter grabbers. Like I told you, I don't have one. Basically, it's like a little monster looking clamp thing. It looks like you slide it on there, and when you pull it, it almost crushes the oil filter, but you can turn it out of there. So give me a second here, guys. I'm going to come back to you. I'm just going to try and get this done with my hand because it is in a tight spot, so I won't be able to hold the phone and do that at the same time. But like I said, all you got to do is righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. You're just going to turn it, get that thing off of there, and let it drain whatever other oil may still be in the system. So I'll be right back. Well guys, I got a little nasty on that one, mainly because of where the oil filter was, and it was full of oil. Because it was sitting down like this, the filter itself was full of oil. So yeah, when I pulled it off, it pulled it out. I mean, it's whatever. You're not going to die from getting oil on you, I promise you. But basically, we're just going to put this one back in the new filter box, and I'm going to get my arm cleaned up, and then I'm going to show you how to do the rest. Alright guys, so I got my hand kind of sort of cleaned up. It's still bronze. If you ever want to get a cheap tan, you can just do it like that. Just cover yourself in oil and go to a wedding. Alright, so I'm going to do my best not to drop my phone in this oil. So the oil pan is full. I'm just going to show you guys, like, back up in there. If you can see it, I don't know. But that's where the oil filter was. So now all we got to do, and this is just something I recommend doing, you get your new filter, just take a little bit of the oil, and let me see if I can get some on my finger here. I'm just going to take some of this old oil out of the pan. Alright, and just rub it around the seal. It kind of just, I don't know, I was always told to rub it around the seal, just to make sure you get a good seal. And then, you know, basically it just, I don't know, it primes it, it preps it or something, who knows, I don't know. But anyways, so now all I gotta do is just screw the filter back up there, and you want to get it good and tight with your hand as well. I wish I could show you guys this, but like I said, being on this vehicle, it's up and in there, like it's a little hard to get the camera in there. Okay, so I'm just gonna get this hand tight, as tight as I can with my hand, and then it should be good. You shouldn't have to tighten that anymore. All right. Now, what do you do with the oil, the old oil? Most dumps or recycling places or whatever, if you got a bucket, just pour the oil in the bucket, and you can take it to them. They'll take it and dispose of it for you. Yeah, I mean, you just have to look up your local area, see what you're supposed to do with it. Anyways, let's get into the easy part. Okay, so all you need now is an oil filter. Not oil filter, it's an oil funnel, or any kind of funnel that you can use for your oil. One of the things I didn't say earlier, when I have my dirty hands, I use my oil rag. Just a small hint or tip, always have you an old rag or an old t-shirt or something you can wipe your hands off with when you're changing oil. It comes in handy. I had to wipe this funnel out because it got a little dirty sitting in the barn. You don't, like I said, you don't want dirt and grime and nasty stuff getting in your barn. So basically at this point, we have done everything. We've drained the oil pan, tightened it up hand tight with one extra little nudge. We've changed the filter, tightened it up hand tight as hard as we could with our hands, and left it. And but now all we got to do is put the new oil in the engine. So I'm going to come right back to that oil cap that we saw earlier. It's got your oil. It's got the oil symbol on it, and it tells you what kind of oil is supposed to go in the engine. So that is where we're going to be working at now. You're going to have your nice clean funnel. Remember that, clean funnel. We're just going to pop off the oil cap. I'm just going to sit you guys here for a second. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yeah, you can sit right there. You'll be fine. Beggars can't be choosers. My hands are oily and I'm struggling to get this sucker off. Let's see. There it goes. It shouldn't be that hard to get off. It's normally not. Alright, so you're just going to set your oil funnel right in there just like that. Like I said, this one takes 6 quarts. So we're going to use the 5-quart jug. And you may have to pop out the little thingamajig there, like I just did. Alrighty then, and we're just going to pour. I'm going to go slow because you don't want it to back up into the funnel and start pouring out on the engine. The sucker's thirsty right now because we just drained all the oil, so you shouldn't have that problem. It should just go right on in there, and your funnel should control the overflow. So we're just going to pour all 5 quarts in here, and then I'm going to get my other quart I've got over there. If you're watching this video and maybe there's something else you want to see how to do it, or maybe something you wish you'd been taught and you hadn't, and if I know how to do it, I'll make a video on it. So just leave a comment in the comment section and I'll do my best to get that video to you so you know what you're doing and you know how to do it. Whatever it may be. I mean, just if there's anything that you would like to know how to do yourself, save you some money and some time, if I know how to do it, I'll make a video on it. So just hit me down in the comment section and I'll be glad to do that. Alright, so that was 5 quarts there, guys. So that was 5 quarts. Now we're going to grab one more quart of 5W30. Simple stuff, one quart of 5W30. High mileage, because I'm superstitious. Probably no different than the other oil. But it's a way to sell something else, I guess. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Same thing. We got a little top. We got to pop in here. Okay, maybe not. Now we got one to pop in. I'm just going to peel this cap off. Just like that. As long as you ain't got nothing that's going to get inside your engine, you're fine. Alright, and we're just going to pour that in there. So this is the 6th quart, so this will fill it on up. Alright, so that is all 6 quarts. Your oil filter's changed. The old oil is out, the new oil is in. Let's see, all you gotta do, take your funnel, maybe let it drip a few drips out of there if you're cheap like me. Put your cap back up there. Make sure it's on there good and tight. If I can, there we go. It's hard to work with oily hands. There you go. So now that one's up there nice and tight. All 6 quarts. One more thing I want to show you guys. Okay guys, so once you've done all that, you've changed your oil, you've drained the old oil, you've done the new filter, it's all tightened up good and everything. You've made sure everything's tight, you're not losing any oil, whatnot, all that good stuff. What you're going to want to do is you're going to come in here, and before you start it, most cars, just turn it all the way to the on position. Do not crank the engine yet. Because most cars, this one doesn't, but most cars will have an oil pan symbol or a little oil, whatever that thing is there. That's your oil gauge there. So that little symbol, sometimes they'll have that light up here. And if it stays on, that means it's not picking up any oil. That's some of the newer cars will do that. This is an older car, it doesn't have that feature. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start it. Alright, we're just going to watch the oil gauge. Now you see it's coming up to 40. 40 to 60 is usually the normal. Sorry about the music starting, guys. That's normal. That means you've got good oil pressure. If it's a little low, you may have not put as many quarts into the engine as you should have, or you could be losing some somewhere. Something may be up, or if it's really, really high, something may be up also. You may have put too much. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you put what's recommended into the engine, and not more and not less. But if all that is good and your gauge comes up good, everything looks great, then you have successfully just changed your oil. And I appreciate you guys. Please like and share the videos. Subscribe for more things, how to do DIY, that kind of stuff. And I hope I can help you guys out in the future. And like I said, if you've got something you want to see how to do it, or anything that you can think of, just leave me a comment down in the comment section, and I'll be glad to help you out. And I'll see you guys in the next video.